Right on. Right on. Good to see y'all. Somebody hits the Comrade Daphne. Who on the boards? Let them know. Come on in. Bring me on in on Blog Talk. What's the hold up? What's the hold up? We got this political education ready to go hot up the presses. Am I on? Am I on? I see my comrades, my digital comrades. That's right on. Carlos, I'm gonna look at that film. I'm gonna check it out tonight for sure. Are we on Blog Talk? Or what's happening? What's the hold up? If not, we gonna go on the road, y'all. Because it's actually 47. Oh, no doubt about it. Come around anytime. Man. GML Gorilla Main for nothing but revolution, love, and respect. Matter of fact, I know I need y'all to catch up. Matter of fact, if you can, plan it. If y'all work, man, it'd be phenomenal. Let's work on a trip when y'all coming down to Oakland. February is for Minister UEP News' birthday. Man, let's do that. Let's plan on that. Okay, I'm gonna come on by this because I don't know how much what's the hold up with the Blog Talk. That music kind of blowing me. I'm gonna go on the road. I'm gonna go on the road. Yeah. I'm gonna cut this off. Heads up, eyes open, and fist clench, y'all. January 26, 2022. Let's get locked and loaded for another episode of Free 'em All Radio, y'all. Y'all can't put the word out, let people know that we have some issues on Blog Talk, but we are live and direct. We at Free 'em All Radio, at Intellectual Radio. Again, we more than double-breasted. We more than triple-breasted. Y'all got us on YouTube Live, Facebook, you name it. We coming in. We are cubbing in. This is a weekly program of the Black Panther Party Cubs, hosted by yours truly, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., and also Robin Allen, a.k.a. the Lady of Rage. If y'all can't take a pause for the calls, usually I say open that back door on them front windows and holler out there. In fact, still do that. Just kind of do it real quick. Let them know that we locked and loaded, y'all. And it is cold in the shop. I have still not decompressed or made the transition back into Chicago from this trip in Africa. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm still riding up red snapper and pepper soup. I'm still riding high off that. You know what I'm saying? From the trip from Africa, y'all. So I'm this cold weather is like a shock. We're gonna ease on in with it, y'all. So again, let's get ready to make history, take history, and take history. We got a number of things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Another episode in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. I don't know how, as opposed to call-ins, we going live. Let me know y'all here on the StreamYard. Hit me on the StreamYard. Let me know that y'all live. Type your comments in. Hit your comments. We on YouTube, Intellectual Radio. Your questions, your comments, whatever you. Yes, very cold. Midwest is cold. Yes, it is. It's been so much. Let me start off with this too. And I know this sounds kind of cliche. I don't want this to sound cliche-ish. In fact, I catch myself saying Cub and community condolences to those we lost. In fact, even when I started typing in Cub, before I even finish typing, it pops right up. Cub and community condolences. I find myself, continuously, typing this, and it can be depressing. All in one way or another, the death that we're dealing with every day in one form or another. And these are times in which a lot of people, saying you're hearing it's we get knocked off. It's always been rough for us, in particular, the black community in particular. The climate of coronavirus is, you know what I'm saying? We say it's capitalism on steroids. And you can't, so you can't come outside, you can't release, you even go to the funerals. You be coming outside, but it's just you hearing you get information late, who's passed, you know what I'm saying, and it's disheartening. But and I think this one I just got word, I think they got another variant supposed to be released today. I see, man. It's like, this. I mean, Army crime to you name it, they got it moving. The state, this system, yeah. Because in fact, we refer to this as the pandemic. It's moving. They got it moving faster than what's the new Jordan gym shoes, or what's the new iPhone 10, iPhone 12. You know what I'm saying? You got every day, every hour, a different variant of the virus that's hitting us. So people's pain reflects. People's pain reflects, and we don't, you know what I'm saying? And we want to just, acknowledge that. My brother Raza Khan, much love right back at you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Show body in the building. Young Prince Taj Ford, happy belated birthright to you, young brother, man. Love, respect to the family. Big Thunder in the building. Yes, indeed. In the building. Candace Price, free them all, power to the people. Right on. We see y'all tuning in, coming in with us, y'all. For those who just, first time, y'all make sure y'all share this, put the word out again. We on Free Them All Radio, Intellectual Radio. Y'all tap in. Usually our calling number will be 929-477-3785. We're going through little issues right now, but don't trip on that. Long time. Where you at, sister? Are you in Chicago? I got word you was in Chicago. Cold Chirac. I think that's his comrade coming in now. No doubt. Who we got over there? Big Cheeto, no doubt about it, man. Free Mr. Hoover, free them all, no doubt about it. Yes, indeed. Free Imam Jamal, free Mumia Abu Jamal, free Sunday out of Cola, you know what I'm saying? Free Imam Malik, free your brother, the cousin, sister down the street. In fact, y'all know our motto, y'all know our mantra, y'all. If you don't know, ask somebody, man. Free them all. Real talk, right on. Real talk. Just keep them and consistently. So I can't say, well, I'm tired of saying these names, tired of saying from shit. How imagine how they feel? Keep going, parole hearings and getting denied back to back. You know what I'm saying? Or you back in Cali? Hey, that cold winter get you up. You be back? Okay, man. Let us know, man. You can't miss August 30th, the Chairman Fred Street Party. This year it might be. In fact, we're gonna do the Chairman Fred Street Party August. Might be a little before the 30th. We talking about taking to the motherland, y'all. We talking about taking to the motherland. So we talking about doing something in Chicago, something in Atlanta, and to the motherland. You're talking about taking it on tour, y'all. Matter of fact, I need y'all to, so we put the word, we going on tour too. We going to with the movie. They told I need y'all put the pressure on NAACP Image Awards. Now, hey, we ain't even cut no corners with them historically, calling the question out on these jokers. Hold on. Fremont, are we online? Okay, I don't know if I'm live direct or here or not. My brother Quabbin, I get these glasses on. Fremont, live and direct. Fremont, we live and direct, y'all. Okay, so y'all feel free to call in now. Okay, we live and direct. I don't know why you came back. I ain't got to finish. I don't even have to finish reading what you type, my brother. I had to question myself, my sanity myself. I don't know why you came back here from Mama Land and Cali without bringing. Oh, I thought I still don't know why I came back bringing us some of that good weather. I wish I could. I was commenting. If y'all missed the Carl Nelson show, tune in, check it out. And I talk about just even, the weather. I could imagine just even with the kidnapping of our people, just the weather alone. You know how it impacts us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you talking about, like even with them indigenous people, this is native people's land, and they talking about like even you talking about the smallpox and stuff, but even aside from the counterinsurgency, the intentional genocide of the indigenous people, the intentional attacks on the Black community, just coming to contact the disease and stuff that, you know what I'm saying, alone, they're wiped out, you know what I'm saying? Many of the indigenous community, the Black community, so on and so forth, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this dynamic is not natural, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everything from the weather to the food, you name it. I think back, like when I first got back in from Africa, I still, I think about 9-hour time difference. And I remember going down, I was hungry and I got these cheese sticks from White Castle. And my stomach was like, hold them up, man. You can't go from mangoes to, and red snap and pepper soup to this here. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. You got to work a process. Tell us something, and just even the dynamic of, with our people. So I'm gonna be still talking about that. I'm saying over and over, y'all. Saying again, and I think we are incomplete if not, if that trip making that connection to the homeland. is imperative, you know. So we're working on some things. Yes, indeed. Oh, right on. Saving up for gun in August. Talking other. Yeah, we talking about doing the big. We're gonna talk about the Chairman Fred Street Party. No doubt about it. So you understand? We're gonna have some planning meetings. Matter of fact, we're gonna start having these updates on Friday Zoom meetings. For oh, right on, right. Hey, I can't talk about me going out the country. Getting my first time out the country, brother Raza Khan, Pam Africa, Ron Africa, so, you know what I'm saying, so many others, man. It was France. And Pam Africa, she said, I've been coming to France for over 10 years. Here comes Chairman Freak on, he done found the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait. I mean, just for us, just to make that connection, you know, with all of us to Africa. We're looking at it for the Chairman Fresh Street Party. So all those, make sure y'all stay in contact. Next Friday coming up, we're gonna do a Zoom at 12. So hit me on Facebook or whatever, get in contact. So we're gonna start, you know, planning for that ASAP. Sister Tay Davis, condolences to you in regards to your grandmother. Condolences to you, sister. You know, we see them people's pain reflects. You know, and again, I know you know all of us in one way or another. You know, going through a lot of hits. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to become a cold people. We don't want to get immune to so not just the pain that goes with this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every day we hear about death. You know, it's got phone calls. You know, squirrels. You know, their grandmother passed. Mother on Morgan, and you had none of these dynamics in one way or another. You cannot negate the impact with the community. You know what I'm saying? I think about Mother on Morgan. Also, what's I just seen this. What's our sister's name? She's related to Mother also. I just seen her father had. She's probably listening now. Oh, forgive me, not Latrice. Oh, forgive me, sis. I'm having flashbacks now, but I think I just seen your stepfather, your father had passed or something. Our condolences, you know. And I remember at mother's house on Morgan. I recall like it was freezing cold. We going to high school, and on our way to high school, we would be walking, and we just so we go a little late, make it by division time, and we may stop by the house. Not mother's house, the house next door to it. And when we would leave, the police they would vamp on us. We youngsters, and they would grab our coats and they would smell us, and they would say, y'all been at the house on Morgan. And unbeknownst to us, we didn't know they had the kerosene heaters at Mother House. And we come out there smelling like flaming kerosene. We made the connection though, you know what I'm saying? That's some of the memories, you know. And I was talking to a brother the other day, G. Floyd, and Mother Comrade. She said, I just overheard y'all. And she said, how y'all talking about the memories and stuff y'all went through, the good times, the bad times. Don't let us romanticize this. But it's something that a generation will be deprived of that, you know what I'm saying? And just simple things that, you know what I'm saying, interacting with each other, children playing, all that, you know what I'm saying? This is a climate that, fist fights, head up fights, stuff like that, they don't get, and it impacts you. Also, Pedro, if you I like the way you was talking on Facebook yesterday. And I'm gonna come to see you. I'm gonna come to see you. I don't know what time the visit hours, man. I know you're going through a lot. And y'all hit our brother up. He been going through a lot of pain. But you keep your head up, bro. I know. I mean, it's rough. You know what I'm saying? But you keep your head up, man. When you was talking, or whoever was on that Facebook, like I know it's rough, and sometimes we feel like, man, man, you keep your head up. You stay, man. We gonna, man. I'm right down on you, and we gonna. I know we keep saying this. You get out the hospital this time. We gonna get on our workout plan. I'm gonna tighten up. We gonna tighten up together, man. We love you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no yielding. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying, man. Man, I know it's painful and it's the process I can relate to. I remember. I hope you listen to Pedro. Think about this memory, man. And you don't get straight. I'm gonna come deal with you. But I mean, we were saying we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna go work out. We'll do our walk. And we both had got these passes. And they told us the elevator was not working. And me and Pedro, we went to the back. They said, how do you get in? We went up the stairs, went the back stairs, everything. And by the time we both got up to the top stairs, we looked at each other. That's the workout right there. We said, what part of the gym? That was workout there. But man, you rest up, man. You remember? You recall when I came to visit you? What hospital? You University of Chicago Hospital, and freezing cold, Oh man, freezing cold, freezing cold. And I parked about 5 blocks away. And when we walked up there, we signed, chopped it up, and they try to talk you into playing some chess or something. So when I get to come visit you this time, y'all make sure y'all type go visit him too. Y'all can. I come on a long visit this time. We playing some chess, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna rumble up in there. Real talk, man. I love you, man. Keep your spirits up, bro. Real talk. We got your back like a backpack and your chest like a bulletproof vest, man. We love you. What's happening here? Talking about a lot of things, everything political, man. I was up last night late. Stay up late all the time, but I'm watching this piece on Marcus, the late Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And I think I really needed it too because I can relate to so many dynamics, and talked about they told the history, like even how J. Edgar Hoover was initially just an attorney general with the Bureau of Investigation. I talked about this before. How his whole career was based and birthed of the attack on Marcus Garvey and others, and not just one Negro informant, Agent Bocatua. That distinguished informant from Agent Bocatua was then to destroy and disrupt the work also of Garvey and the likes. And I just, you're talking about like the different struggles that Marcus Garvey had, the discipline, and and how difficult it was. And his first wife, I think Amy Ash, with her with the first press and paper, the assistance that she had with him on the paper. Then he left Jamaica and the struggles he had, in New York, and those that went against him, how the attacks the ruling class waged against him. And if it's any a question about who's what, look who the state is attacking. As you say, well, people have difference of opinions, and look who is being rewarded. So these are telltale signs. And I can never speak enough about this class contradiction. I just came from a situation the other day where I still got rocks in my jaws from a blatant class contradiction. And usually I don't really get to deal with it a lot because my comrades and the environment I'm in, it's a structure a lot of times where a lot of it get nipped in the bud. Like sometimes we'll be on social media, on Facebook, somebody get out their body, you know what I'm saying? They'll say something, I'll be, whoo, got somebody, and then they'll check, whoa, hold on, you're not your league. But I like when I go speak at universities, I would go, I want to go speak in North Carolina. I hung around the campus for 2 or 3 days, and I didn't tell them who I was. And then when I spoke, they said, man, he was hanging around us. Why he didn't say who he was? I say, because a lot of times when I meet people, they go into they February mode, they Black History mode. And a lot of times I relate to what Tupac had told Mickey Rourke, like, just act like you don't know who I am. And it's like you got to see the raw and uncut to see what we're dealing with. Because a lot of times, because we come in, like you go to a barber shop, so you like, what you doing? You fixing your hair. You go to the barber shop, need to see everything as it is. And the assess the climate, I'm saying, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like when I talk about the Panther Party, not talk about our struggles, even I talk about the Black Panther Party Cubs. I don't romanticize to know something in a relationship. I use the knowledge. I say you're in a relationship, and I say, well, I know this person snored. So it's gonna come up so to really know the different dynamics and the contradictions. As Minister U.E.P. Newton has said that contradictions are the ruling principle of the universe. I did an assessment earlier today at the Hampton House about just even dogs, because the discussion of dogs is political. And I just had a recent scenario. I'm not even gonna say discussion. Well, I mean, the class arrogance was just blatant. And you learn to appreciate it over and over because you go back and you look at who connects to who. You look at this the situation in the United States in particular. I'm gonna go back to Garvey also. There's never been an overall transformation, you know what I'm saying, an overthrow, because for all practical purposes, there's a lineage of stuff that's going down. There are, there are long lines of individuals that have no frame of reference, no exception, no relationship to that of chattel slavery. They did a DNA check on LL Cool J and Puffy Combs. There was no, you know what I'm saying, no slavery in their lineage. And not that we take for granted, we all black people, we all been through the same thing. That's not the case. That's not the case. And we have to acknowledge that, the Garvey and the boys dynamic, these were class contradictions. And the deal is, majority of the situations that go down in our communities, you know what I'm saying, whether it be in relationships, a family, we have to be upfront about that. Siblings, they're dismissed as, beefs and family issues. And that's my favorite auntie, my uncle. They boil down to class contradictions, you know what I'm saying? And, and we all have, political line, so I'm not political. That in itself is a political position, you know what I'm saying? So we have to acknowledge that. And to the top of the flyer. Now, it's been acknowledged, something that we've been telling cats all the time. It's official. It's acknowledged that the LAPD, and I'm saying that they're minimizing that. They're minimizing that. The Los Angeles Police Department has been revealed that they had surveillance and they had a whole program to destroy the businesses of Nipsey Hussle, Black Sam, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole area they was moving, the whole economic empowerment that was happening, and it was an attack. So a lot of people just say, like, stuff just, we migrated, we left, but the targeting, so I talk about this with the Black Panther Party. People say, like, well, the Black Panther Party just faded away. I said, oh, no. And we're not playing from even playing field, and they were targeted, and we have to acknowledge that. And so dynamic of Nipsey Hussle, who, I mean, in regards to what information later, some people fight it, fight it, that we're not that significant. Even individual that's got the murder for pull the trigger himself said that he was on a mission for the government. That he worked for out his own mouth. He said out his own mouth. Out his own mouth. He said, that he for the government. And I'd be like, well, you can't believe, we can believe the government would do different dynamics with other communities. And that was one of the unique dynamics about the Black Panther Party, to heighten the contradiction, so we can be very clear what this is. I think we hear COINTELPRO say, they got to be some 007 James Bond, you know what I'm saying? We devalue our people to the point we don't believe in no entity, and particularly the government would go to the lengths they do to get out. That's why we have an issue with saying assassinated. I had a discussion the other day. This individual kept on saying that, couldn't even say Chairman Fred was assassinated. There's a discussion now about Idris Elba playing James Bond, the 007 one, and a lot of people came to see to that. I mean, even that entity of even with the level, you know what I'm saying, of some sort, even on the other side of the coin, you know what I'm saying, there's an agent, there's a special agent, whatever the case may be. And even like I show individuals some of the photographs and footage from Africa, and I mean, cats was like tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this Africa, they can really. I mean, the U.S. in particular can market the movie Tarzan tomorrow, and it's still a go. I mean, they can literally put out. They can put, man. It's really. I mean, do it this different title. They can put out there. Man. Okay, we got Justin Bieber, whoever's a popular young Tarzan, whatever, or the young popular Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Who on deck right now? That's that's Jane. You know what I'm saying? And they, what I'm saying, and all, they coming through, and they, it's all the rappers, and they coming through conquering. And people go for it. That's how much the propaganda is to the point. And it's ironic, like even in school, the way that they showed a map of Africa was intentional. And like they're saying, and like you hear the conversations of people like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? He talked about like how when he went back to Eritrea, I'm talking about like the dynamic how he was impacted, you know what I'm saying? They call the whole community stopped working. They called it dawn, to the prayer, and that community, how he's impacted, and I I be just dismiss, oh, it's just a rap or whatever. But what he was touching on, saying the impact, not just economics, I'm talking about just relating to our people, it represented the threat, and we have to really struggle to put this in career context. So y'all check that out. If again, we just reiterate what we've been saying all the time. It's bigger than the LAPD. It's bigger than the LAPD. Nipsey Hussle was assassinated. I talked about the meeting I met with him before. I told it again before we leave out. Also, go off subject. How about this? Okay, still going to give me 1 minute. Okay. You can't hardly keep up with it though. It's so every day it's a different dynamic. I think with the latest it's ever developing. I think Omicron is so I mean it's every day. So these are reactionary times. I can't keep up with the terms they're using now. It's on steroids, capitalism on steroids. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you pull my coattail again. Before the show is over, it might be another variant, another law that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be careful with the discussion about that because it's like it's political. And you see people even assess it, even that's taking on class characteristics. So what I'm saying, like how people view it. So you have to be like certain discussions people are not ready for. You know what I'm saying? Certain people, what I'm saying? I'm real big about having logical, objective discussions. Like I tell people, like if we want to talk about I refuse to have a reactionary discussion about the killings in Chirac. I left a panel before. What about this black on black crime? Whoa! Stop the presses. I'm not drawing a foregone conclusion that it's us doing the killing. If you're not willing to come in objectively with your mind, with an openness, to at least be, open, that it's a bigger dynamic. You know what I'm saying? I can't play these elementary trivial, games because I'm cut from the cloth. I'm not one saying during the era of chattel slavery that I would have been out there picking cotton, but I know one thing: you would have to bring Master would have had to show his face. You follow what I'm saying? I'm not for the so in other words, I'm not one to have a discussion, a dialogue, or debate with people that's going to be regurgitating ruling class rhetoric and it's like it's coming from them. Now you're going to bring it. You know what I'm saying? We fight for self-determination. We can I tell like a lot of people, like you debate. You really not debating with them. You're debating with their mother's church, their father's alma mater, their great grandparents' massa. And it's, what I'm saying? Like, I know we had put a mandate out even with Obama. When Obama, after the Senate run, when they running for president, I said, man, be real careful. And like, Chan, what you mean? I said, be careful you debate with, because I said, look in their eyes. You're not debating with logic. I said, it's like a high. In fact, we say Obama was the coldest drug that America dropped on blacks since crack. And imagine with a needle in their arm. And it's a chemical. And it's in fact, I'll give you a better example. We don't have to speak hypothetically. This was years back. And this individual that took me to speaking to this event. And I'm not clear, I'm the area in California I was at, at the time had cannabis is, perceived, so on and so forth. So I'm in the place, I'm in the place, and I'm talking. Salute right back at you, my sister. Right on, Cassandra Jackson, right on. So I'm in the place. So I'm dialoguing, conversation. And then it hit me. So I said, whoa, wait a minute. I said, the logic that you just said, you didn't hear what so I just laid some logic out. And it hit me where I was at. I looked over to the side, and the lady, she had like a big bag, she was, and this is no judgment call. This is no knock on, on saying, on whatever, intoxicants or whatever people do. Like, I'm real big about this. What our people go through, man, listen, hey, you don't know, hey, man, I am not the judge, whatever church you want to go, whatever club you want to go release, whatever drink you do, I am not, man, listen, you know what I'm saying? Hey, did this here. Hey, I'm not a judge, but it hit me. I looked to the side, and she was taking a smoke up the, you know what I'm saying, at the back. I said, whoa, wait a minute. So I laughed. I said, wait a minute, okay. So it wasn't, the logic, it wasn't the dialogue. So, and capitalism is a drug. In fact, capitalism is the most crucial drug. In fact, when Nancy Reagan, the rest of them, they were telling me to say no to drugs, say no to capitalism. So you have to be careful or pick your moves. You're talking to people. If they're talking from a principled, objective position, or they're regurgitating ruling class rhetoric. Is the, you know what I'm saying? Are they speaking like I said? It's a line with face of ghetto boys say, "Motherfuckers will disrespect God before they disrespect the law." So really, you have people, saying what the state said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that come through, it's not their definitions of beauty. And they put a chimpanzee on a monkey, a chimpanzee on a magazine for 1 week straight. Then they throw them on a red carpet interview, and you know what I'm saying? This is so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? How you look at that, the mindset of the people. You know what I mean? Majority of people, you know what I'm saying? You'll see, you'll be, you know what I'm saying? Man, you see that badass chimpanzee? That's how the politics is political. And something to reinforce to you. You feel what I'm saying? So certain discussions we want to have, we have to heighten the contradiction to the point that we can have them on our own terms. So, you know what I'm saying? If we were talking about the crime in Chicago, we talking about any contradiction. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like people talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people cannot distinguish legality from morality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can imagine during the era of prohibition. I mean, people say, we got to stop drinking. This is wrong. No, it was illegal. You feel what I'm saying? So we want to struggle for that. Y'all feel free. Let me know if y'all got any questions or comments to tap in with us. We live in that record, Free on Radio, making history, taking history, and taping history. So the comrade, we got any callers in queue?
Free them all, Brother Chairman. We got Brother Showbody on the line. Free them all.
Free them all. Showbody in the building.
What's up, baby? Free them all. Free them all.
Free them all. Free Tyrone Pettis. Free them all. I see you these again. Our condolences to you. You and Squirrel and nephew and everybody else. I'm with you, Showbody. Yes, indeed.
I want to quote you real quick, Chairman. You say, your legacy is more important than your life, right?
Yes.
Check it out, man. We got Russell, man. You know what I mean? And you brought up to how the people was after him, man, before he died.
Yes.
I want to say something about that, because right now, bro, right now as we speak, though, his legacy ain't being honored, man. When it comes to the land, bro, our people ain't even honoring that, because they really did get rid of him when they did that.
Yes.
They took the head off the snake, so now everybody don't know what to do. And the marathon is really done, man. When you go out there right now today, you go out there, bro, you see it's a ghost town. They didn't tow that place up, man. They really disrespected Nipsey Hussle, the legacy. The legacy of Nipsey Hussle and what he represented is not getting. And you got to think about it. There's a lot of us out here, man, that our legacies ain't being represented. Man, like you do for your pops, man, and what they did for us, man. You continuing that legacy. They left a legacy behind. It was important for them to do that, and you honoring that. So saying that to say, just like with Nipsey Hussle and them, when they do things like that, like he did for us, man, like all the people ain't see the sign. They ain't paying attention to what happened. They don't even understand, because right now today, bro, ain't nobody out there running a marathon out there where he's at. That's all gone. They did accomplish what they said they was going to do before he died. You know what I'm saying? So what they did, when they cut that snake off the head, everybody don't know what to do. When you got his brother them out there, whichever him run that, they don't have the power that he had, the influence that he had to continue what he did. So you got you still got the hood not understanding or paying attention to the signs that's being created by our loved ones like that. They down to what the legacy really was about. Because if it was a real legacy, we really honored this legacy, the marathon would still be running. That clothing store would still be up. All that stuff would still be running right now, because they're continuing what's happening. And we have a problem as a people continuing the legacy of our people, man. So that's why we look at you like you are a living legend to us, bro, because you continuing the legacy. A lot of people's sons ain't ahead that ain't stepping up to the plate doing what the legacy was about. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got the pops and the memories, but the legacy is what's more important. And we got to start standing up for our legacy for our people like that, man. I had to call in for Nipsey Hussle, man, because they really is getting, like I said, bro, we disrespecting him right now because the marathon is not continuing being run, and we're not taking that power that he presented to us as a people. What we supposed to step up, especially all our guys in the land. All our guys who call ourselves ghetto soldiers who are out here on these streets, man, y'all supposed to pay attention to what Nipsey and them did, bro. That was a sign for all of us. We have to pay attention to the signs. We have to learn from our past. Our past is our greatest teacher. When you got guys like that out there on these streets, man, that's doing what he did, you can't, all the bad stuff, forget all that bad stuff. We all, ain't nobody perfect out here, bro. So you to throw all that bad shit he did in the garbage, man, what he did for the people, his signs of coming from something for nothing. When he was teaching his boys, man, look, y'all can change our life and still be rich, still be balling around here. Same way if y'all change the product, do something different. You got to take the signs, the legacies that they leave behind. That's what it's about, man. So our people, too, or sign our people, man, we have to stand strong with with our loved ones who did for us. When they did something for us like that, we have to show appreciation to them, to honor their legacy, continue what they had going on for us. That's what I want to say tonight, bro.
Let me say love and respect. Let me give a little background. Niece, Jackil, put it on this page, or say put his docket number on this publicly for me if you can. Let me give a little back. Let me see a little background who this is calling in. Let me preface with this first, because I think this is imperative. A lot of times people call people. In fact, I did a post earlier, and I reposted the scene from that movie "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." That's how I use this quote all the time. It's the scene where Chris Rock comes in the thing. So how much you real? And you're talking to Isaac Hayes, and so a lot of people just talk to be talking. And so a lot of times you know what I'm saying, you sometimes I debate with people, you also have a discussion with people like for the sound of other people. Then you are fortunate to have people who are not just talking for talking's sake. Those who are, you know, so the dialogue, the discussion you have, and this is one of those scenarios. So I just want to give a little. See, this is, I always say, seize the time, because you know what I'm saying. Because like I tell people, sometimes you have like even cases, you know what I'm saying. You have to go through the routine. People say, you know, they don't really want no justice. You have, you know what I'm saying. Then you have this brother here, show body. I'm talking about. I'm checking. I mean, I'm having to put a social handle out and everything, so y'all, you know, check it. This is dialogue that you can appreciate, and we, you know what I'm saying, that because again, it's not empty air. It's concrete commitment. It's out there, you know, it's hitting the streets, you know what I'm saying, coast to coast, you know, so to a different cast. I don't give for which street tribe they affiliated with, how old they are, you know, to coming through, man, on the spot, dialogue with cats and mean that. So again, this is, I just want to preface with that. That's just like when you come, you say, man, hold on, man, it's important that you go to a restaurant, they say, okay, yeah, okay, you know, this is that. No, this ain't no GMO shit. You know, so this it's organic dialogue we have. I feel you, show body, but let me say this. Let me say this. Do not despair. No doubt about it. A legacy is more important than our life. And many times, and see, it's humbling. It's humbling to acknowledge that, you know, that we are, in so many cases, we outweighed, we out resourced. You know what I'm saying? And we in the and but it's important to put in context why things happen. Like, and see, it's important to say the Black Panther Party just didn't fade away. It's important to talk. A lot of people just say, well, this because what occurred. I watched this piece on Marcus Garvey, and when the sister was talking about who they pick up, like with the Black Panther Party, they knew who to lock up, who to get rid of, and the dynamics. Like you say, it was so much at stake at that dynamic, that time. But the Garvey piece where she talked about the sister, how her she said as a child, she remembered her father, the stocks that they had for the Black Star Line, telling them as children, or you could say, just hold them, touch them. You can feel the power. She talked about how her father would come home from work, and he would see the uniform on. She said even a uniform make a small man like a giant. She said the women, how they would see initially as domestics and the pride they had. And see, the deal is, in certain times in history, and the state knows this, that it may be dormant. You know, it may sit. Sometimes it may sit for a generation, but it's there, a legacy. Because sometimes it's not even like in the movie Planet of the Apes, when the orangutan told, you know what I'm saying, it was certain dynamics. He told it, he said, man, be cool. The humans don't like no small monkeys. There are certain times, you know what I'm saying, but certain forces, you know, so they move around. And the state knows this, even with the attack on different organizations and entities, you know what I'm saying, it's there. In fact, Garvey has said at the ship before they shipped him from New Orleans and they deported him out the country. He told the U.S. government, he said, after he was in the federal penitentiary for two and a half years, 2 years and 9 months, he said, you may have gotten me, but there are cubs in the bush. And many times the legacy, the deal is, it may see, like, even like, if you see I went live on Facebook about a month ago, right there at the location. We were saying through the marathon, the wall was at, and it was some forces that was there who I was clear on. It was set up. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole different dynamic, a whole different feeling. You know what I'm saying? And the deal is, like we talk about in West Oakland with the Black Panther, we had the Ministry of People, the heart of organizing the Black Panther Party, how they flooded it with dope. You know what I'm saying? The site where the Chairman Fair was assassinated at. They flooded with dope. The Hampton House, you know what I'm saying? It went for a while. It went for a while. So we have highs and lows, yo. And see, the state knows it. They know certain things can trigger certain dynamics. It's like this one brother we talk about. We say, man, that cat, man, he can get outside. He can get high dope, get demoralized. If he touch a weight, it click right back in. They know certain forces. Look at. Let's go. They move. Go pull this up tonight. Pull about the Garvey, about the dynamic of Garvey. You know what I'm saying? It may. The term, the old axiom about the sleeping giant, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Hoover, they relate. They talk about the sleeping giant dynamic. Look at it, man. Garvey's, Malcolm's mother and father were Garveyites. Though the conversations they heard, you know what I'm saying? The dynamics, you know what I'm saying? Even conscious or subconscious or unconscious. James Amos, who played James Evans in Good Times, his grandparents' home in Indiana, Gary, Indiana, was a layover for the Garveyites. It's certain things, it's children that impact us, that stick with us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that legacy. It don't. A lot of times we say, man, we wish it could be right here, but it's certain. Like I told this brother one time. We leadership in one of the major street organizations. He said, man, you crazy talking about dying for the people. I said, yeah. I said, niggas dying for cars, drugs, and sets. And you say, I'm crazy? They can't kill cats like this here. Sometimes it's like the conditions it trigger. You know what I'm saying? Certain dynamics. You know, what I'm gonna tell you. Let me see if this can this correlate to this. It's certain people. You can see the legacy and please watch this piece tonight when you get a chance. The daughters, it impacted how they viewed men, how they view women. That stuck with them, how they view uniforms. It was certain things. You could see them coming back into life. You could see their chest sticking up. They can never take that from them. They say even the attacks, the slander that they waged on Garvey. You can see one word. You seen the pride get back up in them, and you know what I'm saying. They saw in the chat the red, the black, and the green. That's why I fought so intensely. When cats had to play games with that flag, I fought so intensely. I said, this is something that this man gave. One man, the blood, the people, the land. You know, it may go through generations. It may be dormant. There's certain dynamics. There's certain ideologies that people relate to. You know what I'm saying? It's certain cats. You know, Showbot, there's certain guys is Larry's men. Regardless of whatever goes there, you know what I'm saying? It might be a song or something that it triggers that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And it come in under. It's like, damn, where this come from? Something might spark it. It might be a concert pop up, and you say, whoa, where all these cats come from? I thought they was dead, I thought they was going up. It's certain dynamics. It cats from that cloth who are not state made, who the ruling class is not producing no politically made, no politically produced petri dish. They say, man, they cut from that cloth, they can relate to it. They can't, man, you hear about all this shit, all these motherfuckers they done made a dime a dozen every day. You hear about these different motherfucking rappers, they can't kill Pac. It's some way. They keep on trying to take him out one way or another. And I'm with you, my brother. I'm not satisfied, but man, we got them legacies. Don't catch that nips. Motherfucker, go ahead, Showbody. Go ahead.
Man, my people, man, we strong for all the wrong reasons, bro. You know what I mean? We strong for all the wrong. We want to call it. Everybody wants to say they're the strongest organization. They the strongest in that. But goddamn it, you strong for the wrong shit. Goddamn it, these niggas out here strong. You need to be strong for the right reason, now, man. All the old phony shit going on out here. You talking about how people down for this and down for that. These niggas out here down for to put slave owners in their pocket, bro. They down to put these slave owners in their pocket every day. You look on every dollar bill you got right now got a slave owner in that joint, and you'll kill a nigga for it. You dig what I'm saying? So you got all these slaves. You got all these slaves out here right now being slaves to the big slave, but they strong for all the wrong reasons, big bro. And I'm out of here, man. Us before me.
Man, us before me. Y'all, Showbody. Give me some. Where you at or something on social media for you? You Showbody, you there?
Oh man. Yes, sir. I'm still here, big bro.
Give me some. So where you at on some social media? I know you're in the streets. I'm talking about for those who, you know what I'm saying, other places on social media. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube YouTube Shout Body Us Before Me Civil War 2. Y'all go do that. Y'all go to Roosevelt McCray on Facebook. And y'all go to my IG, Shout Body on IG, man. Y'all go check me out. Man, y'all make sure y'all check out that YouTube, though, man. Go to that YouTube channel, Shout Body. Y'all slash YouTube.com/Shout Body. YouTube.com Us Before Me Civil War 2, man. Check us out on that, man. Check out them videos, man. We got some good documentaries out there with all the guys on there showing love and homage to the people, man. That's what them videos all about. So check us out on the YouTube, man.
His brother consistent, y'all. It's real talk. And and his criticism, legitimate. And the deal is he put, and I'm real big about this. They say, like, a lot of times you like, some people like, man, who you to talk? His contributions to our community, to our people, you know what I'm saying? And it's criticism, it ain't slander. It's criticism. And you know what I'm saying? And we fortunate to have forces, you know what I'm saying? That's come, I mean, that's in the valley, not coming from a position of elitism or dogma. Y'all make sure y'all check them handles out. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's our brother, y'all. It's your brother, Show Body in the building, y'all. It's called Free 'em All. Any more calls in queue? Any questions I'm missing up here too? I love the authentic energy. Norman Richard, my brother, we appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. His brother always gives us in particular, a historical context of even music. So music is political, and he always takes, you know what I'm saying, whatever group you want to mention, whatever time, you get some other story or testimony that you don't know about, you know what I'm saying, that impacted, you know what I'm saying, why, you be like, well, who did what? Who aligned with a certain artist took a stance and boycotting, you know what I'm saying, who did what? It's important to know that. It's important to know that. And Brother Norman Richard always, you know, that man keeps us up to date. And Brother Quabina with the music. How to spell it. Somebody type Show Body's social for me for Irate Hippie. Hold on, we're gonna have somebody type it in for me. Show Body, if you on Instagram, type it in. I know everybody know about it. Yeah. He been to the Hampton House. He been donated. Man, he's inspiration. Him and his brothers, hey, Bible, shorty, Bible, hey, they work ethic, man. Hey, off the chain. Bible be calling me to, you be everywhere you doing. I said, what you think, man? You ain't playing either, man. Dr. LaShawn, give us what is the number? The call-in number, 929-477-3785. There's a documentary that we done on the chairman. Who's it? Grown ass man Swiss. Yeah. In fact, we it's the correct name is Assassination of Chairman Fred. They incorrectly referred to it as the murder of Fred Hampton. That's the document that the Chairman Fred, you know what I'm saying, the head sanction. We working on tighten up all that, you know what I'm saying. We gonna be doing a mass move on all these opportunists who sell these bogus clothes and unauthorized stuff. I'll keep y'all posted on that. Also, February 17th, the birthday of Minister UEP Newton, y'all. Y'all know y'all gotta be at. I should not to say it. The other motherland, Oakland, California. The place where two bad motherfuckers stood up October 15, 1966, strapped up. Said, we drawing the line somewhere, motherfuckers. You dig? Heard the Chairman Fred say, pigs will come no further. You dig? You got your gun, I got my gun, and you dig? If you intend to take my gun, shit. And it's Chairman Fred himself so well articulated, blow your motherfucking brains out. You dig? Doc in the building, right on. Love and respect, Doc, right on. Dr. LaShawn in the building. You call us in queue? Peace and respect to you also. Free 'em all. Welcome to Free 'em all Radio. Free 'em all. Welcome to Free 'em all Radio. Yeah, you kind of muffled, but I hear you kind of muffled. But go ahead. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. What? Who was that? Drop City. Who was it? Oh, it's called Drop. It's called Drop. Okay. Who was it? You say he was opening STEM centers all over the nation. He started in L.A. That's news to me. Are you talking about Nipsey Hussle? See, man, listen. That's news to me. You know, And I'm you know, we got to look. They got a man. They put certain forces right there. I'm telling you, can see the atmosphere by the wall where you was there. It was clearly clear. You go back and look the assassinations of Patrice Lumumba. And you look at the time they call the Rumble in the Jungle. The fight had. Go look at the movie. Go check the movie. With Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. George Foreman, his class arrogance when he came over there with the German Shepherd dog, the same dog that was utilized in those colonized communities. But you also look at, go listen real closely where they say even with the fight had to happen. That they say days prior to that, Mobutu, they had to clean the state, the ring, the area for the ring. How much blood was on that motherfucker before this? You know what I'm saying? And how Mobutu was a billionaire, and you know what I'm saying, via the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. And the deal is the minds of Patrice Lumumba, the other, you know what I'm saying, and man, and the minds and hearts of the people. And yes, it goes dormant for a while because you know what I'm saying. I got suspended in school. They don't, you know what I'm saying. They talk. The sister of mentioned Chairman Fred, the piece of garbage. She say people were getting their job, they were losing their jobs from talking to garbage. She say used to be a time you were UNIA. She say man, get to a point you were getting fired. You had to whisper Marcus Garvey's name. You know what I'm saying? And that's and those are different times. The Black Panther Party. The way that they assassinated Chairman Fred, the way they assassinated Defense Captain Mark Clark, the way they attacked them, you know, they vamped on them. You know what I'm saying? And the slander, listen, the government assassinated Chairman Fred and Defense Captain Mark Clark December the 4th, comma, not period, comma. December the 5th, they came through, the government came through, law enforcement, they pulled men, boys out of their homes in front of their mothers and their sisters and told them they'll never be another Fred Hampton out here. The breaking process. The breaking process. Look at how many times you even hear Nipsey Hussle's the music being played. You know what I'm saying? It's intentional. And sometimes we got to acknowledge that. We got to acknowledge the real go-getters. This conversation is contraband. They're going to try to remake a motherfucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you go back and look in Ghana, where Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you know what I'm saying? When the coup, which was later on exposed, that the U.S. had really exploited time. He was, you know what I'm saying, as an envoy to Vietnam. And it went down. A lot of people they just thought it was just a coup. They gave the role that the U.S. had orchestrated the coup. You dig? And then how they was attacking the people even mentioned Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the statue, the statue of the square at the museum, it was toppled, and they took the head of the statue off. They took the head of the statue of Dr. Nkrumah off. However, when he had to go, he had to go underground to, I believe, Guinea-Bissau, and he operated as the co-president. When, unbeknownst to them, when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah came back, he never left, though. When he physically came back to Ghana, they said his sister brought this head of the statue. She hid it. She hid it. She kept it. She kept it. When we called for people at the Hampton House, we said we opened the museum for Chairman Fred. We need anything people can have. This brother, I went by this this grammar school I went to across the street. The brother said, "Come by here, man." My auntie, my grandmother, my friend's grandmother, her husband used to work in buildings. She pulled the paper out, the big picture of the Minister UEP and Chairman Bobby Seale. She want to give this to you. She said, "I hid it up here. They can't take this out of us. It may be dormant. And a lot of times it ain't feasible. It ain't advisable to have certain conversations. Because a lot of kids, sometimes people they're not ready for it. They don't know the seriousness of it. And the deal we playing to win. So sometimes it may skip a generation. It's conversations about our families. that people don't know. They say, man, hold on, I didn't know Uncle such and such did that. But they can't wipe it out. It's this meat and potatoes, man. It stick to you. It stick to you. And sometimes it takes a certain condition to tap it, to reinforce it. This is why it's got to be here. You know what I'm saying? You can't call this can't do this on this call on the 929. You can't call the 929, niece. I gotta restart this. Okay, I know my volume went out. You gotta call on 929-477-3785. Okay, hold on. I guess y'all can't hear me. I know y'all can hear me now on Instagram. Can y'all hear me? No. Let me stop this and bring it right back in. Okay. When you call, I know. When you call on the phone, it takes my volume, it takes the volume out. Okay. Okay, you have to call, you can't call on the phone, so it takes the volume out. Take the volume out, so you have to call. Now, so the we get any calls in queue?
Fremont, brother Jim, we have Foley back on the line.
Fremont, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Fremont, Chairman,
Fremont, who's calling? Fremont.
Two things. Brother Foley.
Okay, welcome to Fremont Radio.
Thank you for having me. Two things. I followed your trip to Africa, and it was definitely an eye-opener, definitely powerful. And as far as the Nipsey Hussle thing, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, but COINTELPRO is alive and well, has always been alive and well. That's been a method, getting rid of all messiahs. And Nipsey Hussle, what he was doing was definitely opening the eyes of not just those in LA, but around the world. And I believe it's just something about that is not surprising to find out the LAPD had an end for him.
Well, let us say this. See, we say, first of all, right on for the call, but let us say this. See, we have a thing we call Cub confidence. Ain't no I feel this way, I think this way. See, a lot of people need Oliver Stone to come out with a movie to say, well, maybe the government did take out Kennedy. We relate to Malcolm X, tell you through the door who get down on them. The philosophical tool that we relate to is dialectical materialism. That's basically past history plus common sense and logic. We're not even letting them off the hook, but saying that just the LAPD was on Nipsey Hussle heels. It's like when the police come through the house on a raid, and some guy say, "Oh man, you done bust him. He go to marijuana." They say, "No, you gave it up too easy, man. No, you gave it up too easy. What else? What else is here?" See, the deal is, it's Frantz Fanon, Algerian theoretician Frantz Fanon, and psychiatrist, let me add, I'll point that out too, had said that we must be able to accept their concessions without compromising our principles. We'll take that information they saying the LAPD did it. However, as you just said, you can't talk about no phenomenon like Nipsey Hussle and limit it to no LAPD. This dude is international. Even this little slave, Lil Wayne said, when you great, you assassinated. You can't talk about you can't say, well, man, yeah, man, this whale, the other was in the Atlantic Ocean, talk about this whale in the Atlantic Ocean, they come and say, okay, yeah, okay, we gonna admit it, man. We did have this whale in our aquarium at the house. Ho. That don't add up. And your aquarium at your house. You talking about an international phenomenon. And what is a phenomenon? A phenomenon is an unusual event or unusual individual that can be, you know what I'm saying, that can be scientifically assessed. You know what I'm saying? And deal is, Reverend Nat Turner, you just can't, you impacting the lives and hearts and minds of people. You know what I'm saying? It's a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? That's an event or something. It's not just no one dynamic. Like they try to say, even with Garvey. You know what I'm saying? It was just jag or hoop. No. It was a whole, the climate. You can't, the deal is to heighten the contradiction and say, okay, wait a minute. The role of W.E.B. Du Bois, the A. Philip Randolph, you know what I'm saying? When you took the Black Panther Party, not just the Jag Hoover, not just Uncle Sam, but the Sambos, the Gringos, the Negroes, the climate, the media, all these different dynamics. Nipsey Hussle, the record companies, all the realtors, the developments, you know what I'm saying? All the different dynamics that been the first thing that you got to go to when you go to see a crime scene. As a criminal psychologist said, the first thing you got to look for is who benefited. And there's a long, long list of benefactors of the assassination of Nipsey Hussle. We'll take that LAPD. However, no, this cat, you can't contain this cat to no goldfish bowl, nor the shared aquarium. You gotta this discussion. This is Atlantic Ocean discussion here. This can't be contained. This transcends geographical, gender, and generational lines. This can't, you can't just tell me no street cats got the Crips and Bloods had an issue. They don't fit. It don't fit. You can't tell a whale getting out there and say, "Oh yeah, man, they ain't put no food in the fish tank." That's probably what happened. What? Or one of the snapping turtles? What? The dynamics of who we talking about? What we talking about? The discussion is on international level. When they talk about Pac and Biggie being under government surveillance, okay, so hold on, change the discussion now, hold on. In Chicago, the different cats, they tell you, Willie Lord and these cats under surveillance by the state. So anything happen to you that you know what I'm saying, they have a term in prison called state property. Anything happen to you, they get them, they either count it, they know about it, or they sanction it. Niece, Takia, put the docket number on here, call the 929-477-3785. You know, so we're gonna put the call to the status on Tyrone Pettis' case. We're gonna get the clemency hearing going on. Hold on, what happened? What happened? Y'all can't call. Sister Comer, you still there? Sister Comer, you still there? Fremont. We had calling Q? Oh, we also had talked about Antonio Brown also played with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and also the other brother who just got locked up in a number of football players. Who people just been dismissing this. They don't know what's going on. And what's the discussion on the CTE and other, we're going to talk about all these different dynamics also before we conclude. Our last call, right on for the call, let me know if you get a call in queue. We're going to definitely address this dynamic about Antonio Brown and the other brother in a couple more cases that's been, discussed, been happening. Another call in queue?
No callers, if you'd like to come into queue, please press 1.
Nisha, you got to hit 929-477-3785. 929-477-3785. And then you got to press 1 to be on. Who is it saying that they're on? They're online.
Okay,
Fremont.
We have caller 21379.
Welcome to Fremont Radio.
Caller 213.
Oh, yes, hello?
Welcome to Fremont Radio.
You hear me now, Chairman?
Yes, sir. Welcome to Fremont Radio. Yes, sir. Fremont.
Chairman, I wanted to touch on the Kobe passing, you know what I'm saying, because that was scandalous in itself. Somebody had already touched on Nipsey Hussle passing, so, I definitely wanted to...
Nipsey Hussle assassination. That's Nipsey Hussle's assassination. Let's struggle to use that term. You know what I'm saying? Let's struggle. You know what I'm saying? Let's struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's struggle to use these brutal terms for brutal reality. Let's struggle for it. Let's struggle for it. Let's struggle to say what happened to our people in Africa was a Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? Let's struggle. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying? Let's just struggle to say when somebody got locked up, they were kidnapped. Let's struggle to say land grab when it comes to gentrification. Let's struggle, you know what I'm saying, to up the ante with our words, our terms, our politics, our feelings. Let's struggle to acknowledge that we are under attack. Let's struggle to use terms like chemical, biological warfare when we talk about the Mollies and the Percocet that's, you know what I'm saying, pervasive in our community. Let's struggle to, what they call this music. Let's struggle to say, man, what's the latest propaganda bomb they dropped? What you mean, the latest song? No, the latest propaganda bomb they dropped. Let's struggle for our people to be acknowledged, you know what I'm saying, officially as victims of terrorism. Let's struggle to make the AAT bill, the African Anti-Terrorism Bill, an international piece of legislation. Let's struggle, you know what I'm saying, to use political terms. Let's struggle to distinguish electoral politics from politics. Let's struggle to draw the line of demarcation. Let's struggle to say what concentration camp is your cousin locked up in. Let's struggle to use brutal terms for brutal reality. Let's struggle to identify our martyrs, and let's struggle to identify that we have a people's army. Let's struggle to recognize that we have political prisoners. We say, ma'am, Jamil Alameen, Sunday out there, Coley. You know what I'm saying? You go up in there, you know what I'm saying, Mumia Abu Jamal, Dr. Tulu Shakur, you know what I'm saying, your cousin, the sister down the street. Let's struggle to fight to put this in a political context, to at least even in death, even they wipe us out, that our legacy, that is some correct dynamic, you know what I'm saying, put in history, you know what I'm saying. It's a brother named Lauren Big Law, who are, you know what I'm saying, who are politicized inside the camps. You know what I'm saying? We up the ante. Where the Chicago Sun-Times had to say he was assassinated. And you know what I'm saying? He was, and other communities have the advantage. You know what I'm saying? In Nazi Germany, they say that the Führer, the SS and the SA, they created the ghettos. They have us thinking that we created the ghettos. Let's struggle to put the pin the tail on the pigs. You know what I'm saying? Let's struggle to be clear with this school system here, the programming. You know what I'm saying? Let's up the end. Let's struggle to be consistent with it. To be consistent with it. Or who is to draw the line of who is the criminal, who is, you know what I'm saying, who is the victim. Let's struggle to acknowledge, you know what I'm saying, who are the collaborators in our communities, the agent provocateurs in our community. This just, it becomes second nature. They say the Panther Party was so effective during the Black Power movement of the 60s, where even the police, they started identifying themselves as the pigs. They had a thing called the Pig Bowl. It's what the Pig Bowl. The police had to go have football games. And people say, well, what's the big deal about that? To at least acknowledge. They say knowing is half the battle. Sun Tzu says the cardinal principle of warfare is to know thyself and know thy enemy. So it can become second nature up through the door. A clarity. That's how for a clarity to distinguish what a man is as opposed to a male. What a woman is as opposed to just a female. So you won't have this, you won't be just disappointed. You won't be, oh man, men ain't shit. Or did you have a man? So you won't meet some of these individuals say, well, this dude sold out. How was it ever for you? So we can distinguish that, come through the door with a clarity and acknowledgement and just say, oh, okay, you know what I mean? This cat talked to me the other day, he say, well, man, you be just kind of be pressed to rush. You damn right. The words, the terms. Walk up in court and just say, man, well, you know what I meant, Judge. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to put a motion to dismiss. You said amicus brief. But you know what I meant, all that, you know, what? Walk up in the car mechanic, walk to the car mechanic and say, man, you knew I needed some more for spark plug. You said transmission. Yeah, man, but you know what I meant. Pull up in McDonald's drive-thru. Say, man, I want some food. What? You want what you want? Let's struggle for this clarity. Let's struggle when we talk about the assassinations of Chairman Fred, assassinated the Defense Captain Mark Clark, and we struggle for it. Let's acknowledge who has an issue with it. Watch the warning signs so you won't be surprised. Watch the warning signs so you won't be surprised. Quote unquote, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Watch the warning sign. Combat liberalism, as Chairman Mao Zedong said. Listen to your family. Listen to the household. Listen who when you say certain terms, how they fight it. Whether it's conscious or unconscious. So I don't mean it. Draw the connection. Draw the correlation. And Field Marshal George Jackson said, goddamn it, sooner begun, sooner done. Sooner begun, sooner done. The sooner we become clear, this shit ain't just based on us being last name having Joneses or we some fucking Virgos and Capricorns. Or you say, but the politics is Lenin said. We relate to how you define a state and how the state defines you. That's what Chairman Fred said, goddamn it, we drawing the lines. Minister people say the line of demarcation. Let's struggle to recognize everything is political. Movies, films, music, the terms you say, everything, how you relate to it. You know, I ain't talking about just doing Black History Month. Second nature. We come in a conversation. How you talking about if you had a relationship with a sister? Man, I just tore her off. Listen to the words that motherfuckers say. Mothers tell you what they own. Let's identify this shit and be clear. If nothing else, a clarity. I tell people this here, man. My last name is Hampton, not Houdini. We contain. Other day, it was intense class contradictions. And this young lady, you should have seen the class arrogance that she was spewing. I appreciated it because I even went back. I listened to who she referenced, who she related to. This stuff is pretty simple, but it's complex. Who they connect to, who they aspire to be with. It's pretty consistent. Listen to the names that you relate to in like the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. They had a psychological profile. It's certain things that's added in there, but it was a psychological profile on William O'Neill. They watch how you relate to money. A lot of motherfuckers walk around, they get a motherfucking shit on a sign on them. Hey, over for whatever. Over for whatever. It's certain people, the movie Pimps Up Hoes Down, the dude say he ride through certain places, he can look in the motherfucking eyes and see who to try, who not to try. Listen, man, the terms, what you relate to, all of that. Let's struggle for that. And then, as Shakespeare said, to thine self be true. Not only do we listen around, listen to ourselves. Listen, how does it feel? If it's a battle, because some people, their tongue came in, the tongue relates easier to the Queen's English. To the King's English. So be honest, to thyself be true. I ain't saying you gotta be like Alcoholics Anonymous, give them say, okay, my name is John, I'm alcoholic. No, listen to yourself and say, man, some cats will tell you. It's a book. Matter of fact, it's ironic I'm talking about this now. It's an old book called Confederate Black Yankees. Black Yankees. Go look at the book that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar just wrote, the title of that book he wrote. Look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's consistent stance he took. See, a lot of times people just they define stuff where we had climates where it was such a reactionary assessment. You like, okay, this person is a Democrat. That mean this and the Republican. Well, this person is a motherfucking this person's a Muslim, or this person is a Christian. This person's a Virgo. Catholic. Then there was a time. There was a time. I gotta restart this again, man. Call them right during the damn show. They to the volume now. I'm gonna call right back. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
They just don't know they gotta call the show, Chairman.
Huh? Now call me.
They just don't know they gotta call the show.
Call me paranoid. Some of them don't. Some of them know, and some people intentionally will call during this time. I told, look, some stuff is engineered. Like you look at, it's like birds know to move a certain way as during the South. They don't need no flyers, none of that, right? There's a certain climate, like in the movie, like in the TV show The Wire, right? The Wire. Remember, dude would say, man. Remember the scene where they shopping? Michael K. Williams was playing Omar, and they shop in the church on Sunday. Remember? And dude said, man, hold on, who done that shit? We don't do this on Sunday, man. So sometimes it's like, well, man, he maybe didn't know. No, they knew. You know what I'm saying? We have to be clear. See, even with this here, it's a counterinsurgency. That's listen, I know. It's constant attacks on this here. We done came a long way with the radio show. Every Wednesday, man. Every Wednesday we go, man. It's like it's all type of crazy shit happens. It still happens. Before August 3rd, and when I was locked up in prison, and we forget we have political education class every Sunday. We will forget what PE class is happening. You look up, it'd be about 20 extra guards. They come with shotguns. Oh, damn, hold on. We late for class. It's an atmosphere that it reminds you. You know what I'm saying? It's around December 4th, August 30th. They send extra Asian provocateurs. You name it. It gets extra intense. It's certain people, they know. I got enough respect, like, we know certain cats, okay, Ramadan, you respect that, you know what I'm saying? Man, in the dynamics of the heightened contradiction, say, wait a minute, it's certain, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people make a mistake. You say it's old Sam, I guess his mother told him. One person call you a horse, you dismiss it. 7 people call you a horse, you might want to get a saddle. Now, my fault, I cut the whole thing off. I'm go ahead. We was talking earlier. Go ahead.
Chairman, I just want to ask for one more thing. Can we touch on, like, technology as far as like the metaverse and also on the COVID-19 situation? Like, I know a lot of people. Me personally, I'm not vaccinated. I don't have no plans to be. Can we touch on those 2 subjects?
Right on. I don't know which our audience is politically hip. Like I say, certain, like, it's so like certain, like, even was you the brother that was on Instagram a minute ago? I just commented to. Was you on Instagram tonight?
Yes, sir.
And remember what I was saying. So we got, like, a lot of times, a lot of conversations we have. You gotta be real, like. You want to make sure that we have, first of all, objective political discussion, because a lot of dynamics, people are coming through like subjective and again, regurgitating ruling class rhetoric. So a lot of times people, I would like to, like I tell people, I say I look for the time. One of the best places I was at, I don't not scratch that, I don't like to say that word. One of the prisons I was at, concentration camps I was at, Stateville in particular, it was a different dynamic than Menard. There were conversations that I can have there that I could not have in other places. There was a political conscience level. You know what I'm saying? And I recall one time I was so upset in Stateville, matter of fact, before I was transferred to the Supermax. I was upset because I was reading Nelson Mandela's book, Long Walk to Freedom, and I was reading the different struggles they were having between the ANC, PAC, Black Conscious Movement. And while I'm reading this book, I'm hearing this cat upstairs talking about this trivial stuff that posed some street stuff. It was so, I say, damn, I envy the opportunity to have this type of dialogue and struggle. You know what I'm saying? Organization, ideology, struggle. So we got to, like I said, about even with the violence or the killings in Chicago, I'm being rhetorical. Do you think our people like even engage in discussion? Look look back when Obama was first put forward running for president. What type of objective discussions that you were able to have, and people that you know that were not coming in with emotionalism. I'm talking this right there, hot off the thing. This whole dynamic of the coronavirus. Look at the amount of subjectivity that you know what I'm saying, that the emotionalism, and sometimes, like I tell people, I wasn't judgmental about Obama. Like I said, our people, like some, you know what I'm saying, man, it was a drug. And a lot of it was not based. It was no, a lot of people, there was no debate about the policies or better yet, the lack of policies. So, you know what I'm saying? So I want to preface with that. This is a reactionary time, how, you know what I'm saying, the deal is the coronavirus, it's capitalism on steroids. And and our policy with that is, it's capitalism on steroids. And it really, it is reflective. If you listen to the conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like, even it can be really correlated to struggles and contradictions in regards to capitalism. Like every day you hear a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, in fact, it's a meme they have on this thing. Get this, get that, and people got a whole bunch of shots on their arm. Like, you hear about, get this, get your high school degree, you can make it. Get your college degree, you can make it. So on and so forth. But I also, we don't have a mandate. These are reactionary times, and this is and that kind of goes to the metaverse conversation you're talking about also. You know what I'm saying? These are so much. We talking about the metaverse, and also this may be inclusive too, the Bitcoin. There's so many different dynamics that are ever developing that you have to, like, we don't have an official mandate or position with people. You know what I'm saying? Because especially you dealing with so many, I mean, the core of this system, it remains the same. The core of capitalism. You know, so even though they try to, I was talking to this brother one time, he was saying it's a new term they use for capitalism. So I said, but the core of it remains the same. But there are so many different dynamics to put out a mandate how people should deal with this, the quarantine. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like you see, like even what we do fight for is self-determination. That you know what I'm saying? Like this is like in everything. Like, you know, like, as long as your action don't impact other people. Like I was watching this piece the other day. I'm staying on course. It's like I'm veering, but I'm staying on course with you. I'm watching this piece the other day. Ruth or Ruthless or some show about this cult. And I said, damn, I'm watching it, right? And it hit me. I said, God, I didn't know. Brother told me, like, even I was saying, damn, I made a joke. I said, like, the root word of culture nationalist, cult. And brother told me, said, you know, Minister UEP Nunes said that. And I used to wonder why, like, even people who ascribe to certain lines, when we, like, even they would say, like, grown people, they would come through and try to tell people to mandate how you should have, you know, like relationships. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. And I thought about it. There's one sister, she subscribed to the Culture National. I remember years ago, about 15 years ago, she called about this guy. She say, this dude, he over here, he got 8 wives. And I say, and your point is what? I said, are they children? She said, I said, are they being forced? She said, no, but he got 8 wives. I said, your point, I say, and I couldn't understand what she was. I say, all of them in the group. This is they cool with this. What are you calling me for? You know, so this is what I mean. It was the whole. And I looked at this more. I said, damn, this is where their mindset was at. That you can I'm not a dictator. To go through, you know what I'm saying? We fighting for self-determination. And like I was drawing a correlation earlier, a lot of people have revolutionaries make confused. Like you're going to go through and dictate to people how they're supposed to move. We want to, you know what I'm saying, a society. You know what I'm saying? When you acknowledge that your actions impact others. But be clear, it's a book called Black Confederates. It talks about there were some individuals who were up north after prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, they was escaping. You said, where you going, man? They was going back down south to pick cotton for the slave owners. So you don't know what type of dynamics that how that operates. We don't know the different dynamics of communities and people to say, man, this, you know what I'm saying, this person for their employment, this person, you know what I'm saying, what they doing for their job, what they don't do, their children's school. We are fighting for self-determination. And you know what I'm saying, you got to be careful who you fight for. I remember years back, this guy had got shot by the police, and I told forces, organization we worked with in the past, I said, listen, study the case. But a lot of times you have, like, even with political prisoners, other campaigns, you have a race and a class arrogance where they're going to come in, they're going to fight for you, but they take away your self-determination. They're going to speak for you. They're not listening to you. They're going to speak for you. So they went out and protested. Like I tell, a lot of times you go out for these cases, you don't even talk, you have done no research. They went out and protested for this guy. Next day, this guy was on the news with the police that shot him. He worked for that police. He sold drugs to that police. He came out. And people say, oh, man, we ain't doing this no more for our... I said, oh, now you want to throw the rag on all black people, huh? It was you that took the arrogant position of no invest. So we have a thing called people's investigation. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what one of the points of the Black Panther Party was what? A plebiscite. That's really, in layman's terms, a vote. Or they wanted a world vote. What's the people's will? See, Deputy Minister of Health, Ronald Doc Satchel, he had assessed, he articulated so well. He say, man, the Black Panther Party not talking about overthrowing this system. We talking about hiding the contradictions so the people themselves can see the injustices. So they can feel how we going to, you know what I'm saying, what needs to happen. He said, for the Black Panther Party, we as Chairman Mao Zedong said, our backs are like oxen to be ridden down the path of socialist revolution. So we hiding the contradictions. And a lot of you don't want to do that. We got to heighten. We got to bring the facts and stats, and let's have a discussion about the history of chemical biological warfare, the history of this government, the history of how they get down, the Tuskegee experiments, so on and so forth. Objective discussion. And some people will tell you, listen, this government done this for me, so and so, and we have to listen, not come in with an arrogance like, oh no, we all on the same thing. Well, that's my brother, that's my cousin. You have to be what I tell every conversation I go into. I'm willing to say, man, put it up there. Let's go. Put it on the table. I am committed to the liberation of our people.
I want to ask, like, you saying like you don't want to be a dictator, but if you're one of the leaders in our community, right? And I'm not trying to put this all on your shoulders, but at the same time, you know, me personally, like I remember when Tupac had that whole kind of contract, and you know, all of the gang members in LA had signed it. I think it was Oakland or somewhere. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like taking those positions to really put forth the effort that be like, hey, this is our script. This is what we following. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put it out there, we got something to stand on, you know, and like, you got the history behind you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you carry your father's name, his name, being holding weight. So I'm not saying, like, it's all on you, but you have the access to the leaders within our community, and you taking the time to discern who is righteous and unrighteous to deal with. So I'm saying, like, why not get together and, you know, like, have those types of conversations? That way, you know, people like me who live, like, outside, well, I'm in it, but I'm not at y'all tables, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if we got something to stand on, we be like, hey, look at this.
Who said we ain't have no discussion? Who said we ain't here? The Black Panther Party Cubs, we have had the code of conduct for over 30 years. See, it's an old saying. I don't know if you ever heard this saying before. They say, man, if a tree falls in the forest, if you don't hear the tree, if you don't hear it fall, does it make a sound? You ever heard that saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's an arrogant position to take. Because many people believe if they don't hear it, the tree ain't failed. The deal is we have been consistent with mandates and calls out. But the deal is people can hear certain things. People become conscious or hear certain things one of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. I Deputy Field Marshal talked the other day, he was laughing. He said, man, my guy I grew up with, he kind of tripped me out. He called me, talking about they got the movie. It's a documentary on the chairman. It's on HBO. It offended him because we done showed him the documentary over 20 years ago at our house. But the brother couldn't see it unless it came on HBO. You feel what I'm saying? See, certain things, certain people can't see. But don't. It's the negate that has been there. It's certain things about the Panther Party. Some people are just grasping. And people say when they come around to it, it's new. They're like, man, y'all should do this. And the deal is, you can put them on YouTube. The stuff we've been doing, the programs we've been doing consistently. But a lot of times most people come subjectively when it hits them. You know what I'm saying? Like people, a news reporter asked me, she said, how many members do you have? I say, shit. A lot of times it depends on how many people the police done killed. I say, huh? It's people who relate to us when those conditions hit. Our code of conduct. People can say, oh man, they wrong, they bogus. And the deal is we consistent, but the deal is not to be incapable of hearing it. We are the last call for alcohol. That's who the Black Panther Party Cubs is. The last call for alcohol. We are the ones, that woman be in that bar, she's serving, she don't look as pretty. She got scars on her. She been battling. She been on the bus, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, protesting for you, fighting for you. And you see a news conference couple with some of these state-sanctioned spokespersons. And automatically, she walk up in that motherfucker with that Kim Kardashian, that motherfucking plastic surgery. You're like, who is this motherfucker here? And then when you go through you exhaust all that, you try this and that. We got people where they don't want the police that killed their family members, and the lawyer told them, don't associate with Mr. Hampton. Don't talk to the Black Panther Party Cubs. Then when they go through the process and the fine print come out, the lawyer get this, you only get this amount of percentage. Oh, this motherfucking system bogus. It's time to get out. Where the Cubs at? This is that's why I say, how did you feel in Africa? I said, man, it was something, man. It's what you mean. I said, one thing, man, I felt celebrated, not tolerated. He said, huh? Most people deal with us. Like, damn, I'm going here, I gotta go on call. You know, I'm telling you a story, real story. This is how I found out what a Maybach car is. This cat called me, famous guy in Chicago, famous guy. The police had towed his car. It was wintertime. Maybach. He come on back to the police, called the alderman, nobody gave no response. He told him, said, listen, man, y'all don't force me, man. I'm gonna call the Black Panther man. When he called us, I come on the bus in the snow. We pull up, got the bullhorns and everything. When he got his car, I said, man, what kind of car is that? They said, that's a Maybach. They watched me get on the bus in the snow time, in the wintertime. People know who we are. Sometimes it takes certain conditions, like you get to know each other through certain struggles. They're talking about the divorce rate is so high right now. People say, why is that? Well, how about you just not getting to know your wife or your husband? People talk about like in schools now. It's a joke they get on Facebook to say a lot of parents are starting to see what their teachers meant about their children now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because before that, not my child. You under those, you seeing them. The conditions are forcing you. It's certain things. So certain conditions are needed. See, with the American Revolution, it wasn't just what Patrick Henry said, give me liberty, give me death. Thomas Jefferson said. 1/3 was for, 1/3 was against, 1/3 whichever the wind blew. We got codes, we got mandates, we got codes of conduct, we got the educational ethic. What that means is students, all universities, all classes. I was just on UCLA campus the other day. It's school. They had to do a class project on the Abu Jamal case. This is called educational ethic. Students work on this. We got the code of conduct. To tell the streets that certain things can't go down on the streets. We got the Harriet Tubman Code. We got cats who know how to commit it. And you get out there, if you come out that concentration camp with your sanity in the line, you got a commitment to reach back for others who are held captive. We got the codes in place. And we got those solid diehard forces who gonna consistently do this. Then we got what we call some National Guard niggas who gonna pop up, you know what I'm saying, different, and it's cool. It's cool. But we have to acknowledge that certain conditions are necessary for certain people to relate. We talking about, but the deal is, as I was saying earlier about the legacy, we consistent. It's the things of Garvey still impact us. Like I said, our mantra, if we're the great-grandchildren of Garvey, offspring of Malcolm and the Cubs of Panthers, that sticks with us, even when dormant in certain arenas. So we own it. We consistent with it. You did? And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, and the people as our best security. But a lot of times you can become demoralized if you think you can do certain things that, see, one, you got to distinguish a war from revolution. A war is two occupying armies. Suit up and boot up and get out to get down. Revolution regain the minds of participation of the masses of the people. There's, you know what I'm saying, and those, you know what I'm saying, it's a consistency that they can go back for generation after generation. The Black Panther Party. It's certain cats who, a lot of times you gotta see who wavers, who attacks the legacy, who goes with counterfeit depictions, representations of the Black Panther Party. And it's important to note that. It's important to note that. Like in relationship. You might want to sit back and say, man, let me see how she gonna get down, man. I'm just gotta get locked up. You know what I'm saying? You can sit back and you say, okay, I'm clear. No matter, see what you're working with, and vice versa. You want to, I tell kids, I'm the type of kid growing up, I'd rather catch a misdemeanor, which is opposed to enforcing the felony. It's certain discussions that I know people like, Cham, you don't even be surprised. You knew all, people tell me, Cham, you knew all the time who this dude was. It's certain dynamics. One time we had our headquarters on 54th and Halsted, Chairman Freehampton Rural House. We had no money for no flyers. It's 1991. Somebody else had reminded me about this war story. Because see, even when I write a book, I'm asking somebody else to do my talk. So I learned about myself, like even on the Ghetto Boys podcast, in the 85 South podcast, I watched the comments about me. And it's certain things I miss about myself that people tell. And the brother was telling me, he said, I remember this time, man, I never forget this, man. This dude was a known stool pigeon around that area. He was flipping between different organizations. And everybody said, don't talk to dude. And you said, man, I got this. And everybody, Chairman, you said, I got this. And you said something to me. Dude said, you said, we ain't got no money for no flyers. You pull a dude to the side and you whisper to him, say, man, I'm doing a secret get together, a little private party this weekend, Friday. Say, I appreciate it if you just keep it on the low between us. He said, man, that place was packed. And you looked at us and walked away and we just put our head down. She said, Chim, you knew all the time what dude was going to do. Anybody who tell you they don't know about what the Black Panther Party Cubs are doing, man, you know what I'm saying? You ask local snitch or local police. They know. Listen, bro. You think with the movie Judas and Black Messiah, you think it's coincidence that the Breakfast Club, Vlad TV, they didn't have they have me on the show. You think they don't know about what I'm doing? A lot of people say, well, see, Cham, you be talking. A lot of people understand with the Black Panther Party. I say, I beg to differ. So what you mean? I say, how about they do know what the Black Panther Party Cubs is doing? So what you mean? How about they do know? See, a lot of people talk about, we don't know the law when we get pulled over. No, we do know the law. We do know. We know that we contraband. People do know. We know in school to say Dr. King or say Malcolm X. We know. Don't think about Claudette Colvin. It's embedded in us. So the deal is to heighten it. Sometimes I got to catch you. See, quote me on this. Heat turns more than meat black. Heat turns more than meat black. What that means is, Michael Jackson first said, it'll make a difference if you black or white. When that case came on his ass, his tune changed. They don't really care about us. So the condition, it's like Cook, you come and say, man, the media, the heat got to hit it. So that's what the term comes, seize the time. We got consistent. Certain cats can only hear us. That last call, I go, say, who is that over there serving them drinks? Oh, she been here all the time. You was over there chasing such and such. Listen, man. Listen to the phenomenal assessment that Kanye West provided about not being able to see his daughter, the impact they may have on his child. Listen to that. You heard it? You heard it, brother? My brother, you there? Hello? Is that caller still there?
I'm here, Chuck.
Did you hear Kanye West speak about that when he couldn't get his daughter's birthday party? Did you hear that?
No, sir.
He driving in the car. He's breaking it down, the impact it will have on this child not seeing her on her birthday. He's breaking it, he's articulating it very well. The whole dynamics of how this impacts a child's, you know what I'm saying? They say, what if you go see another day? He said, no, that sticks in the child's mind. What made him lay out this phenomenal assessment, brother? Hello?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I'm asking you, what triggered this phenomenal assessment? What triggered that?
Of course, the lack of seeing his child gotta be straining his heart. Like,
Seeing whose child?
As a man.
And seeing whose child?
That's crazy.
But seeing whose child? Say it again. Whose child? One more time, brother.
Oh, it's pulling at his heartstrings.
But seeing whose child?
Oh, it's his child.
Oh, his child. Now, that's how most people, now we accept that. We appreciate that assessment. Then you have certain dynamics that are service of the people that have been talking about. Now, a lot of people can hear it through that. You follow what I'm saying? Are you hearing me? Then you have who's giving you an assessment that are doing this. Like a lot of people can only relate to it when it happens to them individually. Then there are periods of time you have an organization. You have what we call, when you said earlier about the leaders. In fact, we kind of shy away from that term. It's the minister UAP Newton, servants. Servants of the people. The Black Panther Party, even you got to go study it. You got sisters who are going through labor pains, still making eggs in the breakfast program. We got members of the Black Panther Party Cubs that were suspended for eating before the people ate. But then also the timing got to be right that people can relate to what a servant is. Some people can't distinguish a servant from a slave. That's you as a Vic. So that's what I'm trying to. And sometimes, say if everybody felt this way, wait till it happen to each individual child. You know what I'm saying? As a group, as a collective, you can't do certain moves. You know what I'm saying? You have to wait till it happen to this individual. In fact, that was something that the British in particular were known to be Machiavellian at. They would say, okay, bam, hit the indigenous community, the native people. I ease up off them. Now go get on the black, on Africans. You know what I'm saying? You played up different communities. So you know what I'm saying? Then you have those who stand up and say, like, I done talked to different organizations. They say, man, there's one brother said it. I know he said, man, he's representative of the Stones of Chicago. They meet with the disciples and the vice lords. He said, Chairman Fred, when Chairman Fred come here, he's speaking objectively to all of us. To all of us. He said, man, he has no particular subjective interest. He said, man, this man is a servant of the people, man. And that's the deal, is to have an objective analysis to fight for that. And sometimes, a lot of times we come in, brother said to us in Africa, in Ghana, we went to the slave dungeons. He said, what do you think they had done to a people that was brought in? We come from a communalism that what can make people, mothers not care about children, fathers working for women. What they done to us. It's an old saying, God created Africans and America made niggas. What they have done to us to become individualized. And so to say, put out a general mandate to people who say, man, me, I. You know what I'm saying? You have to assess the dynamic. Or you know what I'm saying? Heighten the contradictions. Where even the climate, I'm going to be hesitant saying what I'm going to say. I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to run it. I made a comment the other day. I said, shit. One more term of Trump in place with the force, a lot of these cats, you know, ears will be a little more open. Because see, you look at, there's a term I use in about the 60s. You know, what's that term, Chairman? Niggas needed Nixon. When Kennedy, under the class piece of Kennedy, it was a class piece. The Panther Party was consistent. A lot of people can relate to it. When Nixon came in, pulled the covers off, called the Campaign for Law and Order. It forced all the cats to say, man, what the black people, you see the timing. Cats come back from Vietnam, been working. They like, damn, they treating the white soldiers like garbage. No, the black man ain't got a chance. Man, this system bogus. You don't say. Yeah, man. They ain't give us no medical. What? You know some cats over there, man. They've been talking about this for what? What them cats? Yeah, 1966. Where they at? Shit, all over. October 15th. I ain't never heard of them. Man, I ain't never heard of them. They walked up in the state legislature. What? The capital of California? What? May 2nd, 1967. What? Man, they didn't get out and defending themselves. What they at, man? Man, every city you pop up in, they getting down. Well, man, this must be new. No, you must be new. You get your late pass. They've been rocking and rolling. You better get in. Because they assassinate them. They got the time span, they really rolling up fumes. Better get in when you get in, man. It's a different dynamic. What? Man, wait, look at the trickle-down impact. Why I ain't see it? Because I ain't running my shit, man. You heard the devil disciples, the black disciples now? You heard the Black Stone Range, the Black Peace Stone Nation now? You ain't seen the Vice Lord, the Free Medical Center? You ain't seen the James Brown get them to I'm black and I'm proud? You ain't seen them guys ain't using misogynists to turn them sisters no more? You ain't, matter of fact, let me go quote the federal government to you then, man. What they say? They say, man, when the Black Panther Party was in existence, there was a record low what they call black on black crime. You ain't seen the conversations? You ain't noticed the motherfuckers going to visit their family in prison more? No, man. You ain't heard about Attica? You ain't seen them children with their chests out walking around talking about black and I'm proud? You ain't seen cats laughing at cats talking about they could call themselves color no more? You thought it just happened? Fast forward. You think Kanye West went up and just said George Bush don't like black people? No, man. Chairman Fred told the dude 8 hours before. Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. told the dude 8 hours before he said what he said in Borders bookstore. What? You see Dave Chappelle block party? No. When he walked right in the middle, right in the beginning of the thing, get on stage on political prisoners? What? No. Oh, man. On the plantation, a lot of cats on the plantation. Man, we need somebody to put out a call. We need to just get up out of here and get free. Man, you ain't heard the song that Harriet Tubman singing? Y'all don't listen to all them church songs I've been hearing. You ain't noticed the plantation getting more, that the herd is getting thin. You ain't noticed the cotton ain't getting picked as mad. You ain't noticed massa. You ain't even seen him over disappear off the plantation. Well, man, what to do? When they gonna put this call? Man, what part is you missing? You ain't, man, listen, man, it's something going on. They got the call from Florida to Carolina and say, man, what is happening? Man, I don't know, man. Every time this cat, Reverend Nat Turner go do a sermon, it's all of a sudden some plantation owners get knocked off. What? Man, what's going on? Well, let me know when we're going to have the uprising. Let me know when we're going to start fighting for freedom. Man, I don't know if they got no papers, no flyers going out for it, or, you know what I'm saying, no official announcement, no mandate. But I know one thing, man. Hey, man, the master ain't coming in raping the guys and the girls as much. And he kind of like operate different now, you know what I'm saying? Something going on here. Well, how you know what's going on? I relate to this thing the Black Panther Party talked about, man, called, well, I don't really know the terms of it. I think dialectical materialism. I put common sense, say, man, something got to be going on here. What's going on? Man, you ain't the Hampton House. Man, listen, they were selling dope out there. You got to be jazzed. Another house of Chairman Fred Group. Shit, I don't know, man. Next thing I know, they got some dogs called the Hampton House House. They got some cats over there, man. Them Black Apple House, man. Man, they got the programs out there. Yeah, man, freezing cold, man. Free food, serving people, man. Remember last time they had the vortex? What's the vortex? It was so cold, they turned the house to a warming center. The house that Chairman Fred grew up in, man, the news ain't told us about that. What? No. TMZ, they ain't told. Vlad ain't reported that, man. I was watching thing about the rap wars and everything. I didn't hear about that part. Yeah, man. That's been going, it's going down. Well, man, let me know when it's going down, man. Tell me about this here, man. We making history, taking history, and taping history. We live in the rep. We're going to click on the body, y'all. Y'all keep y'all heads up, eyes on fist, because another episode of Freedom on Radio, man. Lock and load it. Y'all share this. Y'all subscribe to Chairman Fred Jr., man. Make sure y'all can. Whatever support y'all can. $ Cash App, $ Save the Hampton House. Go to Chairman Fred Jr. at Gmail on PayPal. On February 17th, the birthday. Hey, Minister UEP Newton, Oakland, California. Y'all, let's make history. Let's take history. Let's take history. Get in contact with us before Friday, before noon. We're going to start talking about this whole thing about Oakland, California. We're going to the motherland. Then we're going to go to the motherland. It's called Free 'em All. So come right, take us on out of here. Free 'em all.
Some don't, because they're new to following you, think like start giving suggestions of what you should do, and you just like tell people never stop. Never stop. 50 years ago is never because they're new to it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.